Welcome to Core Check. In these dynamic breakthrough calls, we invite our amazing audience to come on with me, Ravi, high performance coach, and Coach D, the legendary core masculine architect, to get you what you're looking for. These calls are purely about serving our audience. And through serving our audience, we serve the world and solve this problem. Today, we are here with a wonderful man called Xavier. What's up, Xavier?
How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Very grateful to have you here as our first core check, and you guys are going to all see what it's about, what it's all about. Yeah. We're going to start off just by opening the floor, understanding Xavier more as a man and understanding what he's truly looking for so we can get to the next level. Xavier, if you could put it in a sentence right now, what's the problem that you're experiencing in your dating life?
It's a lot of surface level attraction. Um, it doesn't feel like it's based on anything more identity level or just like how I come across. Maybe it's more physical, maybe it's more convenience. It's kind of hard to tease apart.
It's
Got you.
basically what I've spoken before about Ravi. It's as Xavier know, he's a very good looking man. You know, he's above average height, has a good, nice, deep voice, and also he's a black brother. I'm a light skinned brother, but you know what I mean, that there's gonna be a niche appeal and he knows what that means. And I've explained to him and many other clients that I've worked with that if you're just going off a certain niche market, whether it's high racial preference or if she likes you for some kind of reason which is not authentically you, you are going to struggle to translate that into internal attraction. So in actuality, it's going to be superficial. Isn't that correct, Xavier? And then in reality, she won't like you for who you are, but for what you bring, looks, heights, or race.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you for that context and breakdown, coach. Now, the reality is Xavier deserves better. Xavier is in this world once, and I want him to have an absolutely kick-ass dating life that give him a spring in his step so he's happy to be in this world, right? Because he's doing the work. If you do the work, man, we're going to get you the breakthrough. So, Xavier, if you don't mind, I want you to just share a little bit more. And can you give us a particular moment that stands out that you can remember when you saw this a bit of a pattern that's happening for you?
Just like even like the past couple of dates felt sort of felt rocky. I felt like there was definite at least initial chemistry leading up to the date. Um but slowly I started to feel uh I wasn't really measuring up to what they would um what they had pictured for like a partner, or I think they were looking more long term, and maybe I was giving off boyfriend vibes more than s- uh more than regular dating. And uh and I feel like I'm not letting the how do I put this? I actually want to um market myself more as a boyfriend, but I don't think um I'm living up to that standard potential wise.
Yeah.
So, like career, uh, creative endeavors, stuff like that. I feel like that stuff is lagging behind. So it kind of something about like the way I describe like my hobbies and stuff just feels very hollow, and I don't like how that makes me feel personally. It might just come across as like listing off like very like bullet points almost, and maybe they can sense that. I'm not 100% sure.
But yeah, I think you got it. Oftentimes guys know internally. You got beautiful self-awareness, by the way. Really good. Huh? We're getting
Yeah,
somewhere.
you
Good,
have high
good. Let's
social
stay with it.
awareness. That's pretty good.
Yeah, let's stay with it. Let's stay with it. So our goal here is to get you a breakthrough in 90 days. I want that. I know it can happen. I can see it for you already, Xavier. But if we get that, if we solve this today for you, what changes in your life over 90 days?
I would say, mm, I would say it could, uh, excuse me, it could, hmm, it could probably sort of, open up more, um, more of a market for, excuse me. I think it's gonna help me just like establish very early on whether or not there's any sort of ability or openness um for us to date or us to be like anything other than, almost like a networking opportunity, because I get the feeling that um that like dating or just socializing, especially in the East Coast in New York, it just opens up very interview heavy, very, you know, just how do you come across on a piece of paper? And now I'm not really trying to sell myself, but I also find it very like I had to like backpedal on their own um framework, like how they set up the conversation. Because the way I see it is like they're setting up like little spike traps, and like I'm over here trying to just drive around. Like, okay,
Mhm.
okay, now she just mentioned, a job and driving, kids, and like, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? And uh, or or also just like um, I don't know. Sometimes I find uh like they talk themselves up a little too much, and I'm not really like attempting to impress them back, and uh I'm more just like call them on it, like, so like I see you kind of like, rifling these things off, like, well, what's this all about? Like, where are we going with this? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I had like I usually I speak more on vibe,
Mhm.
even during a date. Like I try not to get too um like technical, or like I don't know, like I try to just focus on like how they're talking, like keep it lighthearted, and like, keep it about um just our interaction itself, and not necessarily like our past.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about the past, it tends to, for me, uh weigh me down, because I haven't had the trajectory I wanted, and I feel like almost like I'm starting to feel weighed down by it, and sort of almost like there's an identity that's like that I'm trying to shake off.
Mm.
Understood.
So I'll
Very
jump
common.
in here for a second. Yeah, so coaching hundreds and hundreds of men, as you know, Xavier, New York City is very hypergamous. It's very status based quo. They're gonna filter you out like right away. It's either, do I see this guy as somebody, as a lover, somebody I want to be intimate with, or somebody as a provider, somebody I want to, you know, put him as a boyfriend and then withhold any emotion or love and make him like work for it. That's why, as I've coached a lot, you want to be in the middle, the best of both worlds, where she respects you, sees you as something long term, and something that you can build with. But a lot of guys are either or. But most men I've encountered is usually the provider. Very few guys are the lover. Very, very, very few guys. It's
I
and
think
I'm gonna just jump in a little bit more. Yeah. So then they develop this imposter syndrome. So like the guys that have it really good, they always talk about, yeah, man, I work for Goldman Sachs. I got money. I live in a building. I go to Equinox, and she's just like, okay, cool, yeah, nice. You know. And then the gentleman that I knew that I coached that literally was like working as servers or retail. Guess what? They were doing really good with women because they did not give a flying fuck, and she liked that. And she accepted that because, why she sees you as you are somebody who are building yourself. So just think about it. If you were like out there, like, working on your confidence and cold approaching, and she's like, oh yeah, I work in comp sci, I make 300K. What about you? Oh, I'm a fucking server, but I can get you some good ass drinks. How you think she's going to respond to that? She's going to be like, oh wow, this guy is like, doesn't give a shit. He respects where he is and he's on his grind to build himself. And that's the thing. You need to build who you are and accept who you are. The more you try to create an image of who you are not, the more you're going to break yourself on the inside. You can't just pretend to be James Bond. You need to become James Bond and accept that you're working in a process. You can't just pretend to be fucking Batman. You need to be fucking Batman. You know what I mean?
beautiful. He has a term for this he uses, which I think it makes it really easy to understand. He calls it alpha lover. Is that right, D? Yeah?
Correct.
Yeah. So that really helped me as well, Xavier. I used to have the same issue. Okay. We'll
Mhm.
get, we don't need, not about me today, but it's very solvable and this is going to really help you. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Ground rules, Xavier already knows. We're going to keep it 100% honest. And in any core check, if there's anything someone doesn't want to talk about, we fully respect the audience. Just say skip, and it's not a problem at all. Right. So Xavier's already let us know he's radically honest, and the outcome that we're going to get him is clarity today. Clarity, so you know what to do. No doubt. We'll give you the exact roadmap. All right. Let's get into it. Xavier, let's set some targets. What does a quality date in life mean for you in concrete terms?
I mean, just the ability to see someone anywhere at any time and be the selector, uh, and then put my best foot forward, um, and be able, I think, to maintain one or two long-term relationships, like just to see like just to see like what what the preferences. Excuse me. I've just been losing my voice today, but basically, I wanted two partners, and from there had like an idea of which one I wanted to pursue. Because I don't know. Whenever I found that I was like in one long term thing, it was either just like consuming, um, and I found that like it was too easy to get reached out to, and that just like took a lot of my time. It felt very like um I don't know. I like the idea.
Do you want to be
Anytime I
polyamorous, like polyamorous? That's
Yeah,
basically the word for it. It's very common now. I see it a lot in New York City.
Yeah.
not
There's
necessarily like dating like two at the same time, but like, I'd rather have like long-term relationships, but like side by side, and then over time like decide which one I actually want to like move forward with. Cause for a while it was either one or none, you know?
Okay. So in 90 days, what proves to you, you're on the right track now?
Mhm.
What would be clear evidence for you to know, all right, this is different? What will be a sign that you're seeing?
Uh, I think them reaching out and, actually, like, sending out invitations, like,
Investment, yeah?
investment basically, 'cause, it's been a lot, like, from my end, at
Mm.
least initially. Dating life was a lot more night and day back in, like, this early 2000 I mean, 2020s, and, and I just wanna get either that magnetism or just, like, find someone that has that readiness, because it could also just be like, um, I'm not focused in the right direction, and it could just be like, I'm not finding the right sort of women.
So I'll
Okay, makes sense.
jump in right here. Yeah, I like how you referenced back in the days, like the COVID days and everything. Or even before that. As you know, now, Xavier, you got Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. You got girls who are average and girls who are above average, meeting models, brokers, guys making a shit ton of fucking money, lawyers, doctors, traveling around the world, getting flown out. And it's fucking real. I've seen it with my own eyes, the DMs and shit. Like a girl can literally have like 600, 700 matches. So it's like this is the hardest time it is as a man to product yourself in the dating market. And the best thing to do to separate yourself to have viable options is to, as I used to speak about before, is that guy energy or your core masculinity or your groundedness, as you said, magnetism or your aura, because that can separate yourself from a lot of people. I've coached all types of races, Indian, Asian, short, guys who are not as attractive, guys who are attractive. And me myself, I'm mixed with many races. I'm partially also African black, but also I also have other stuff in me. But what separates me from these chads, these 6 foot chads that can just get it easy, who says hi, you're cute. I actually got aura, I got sauce to me. And that's what they feel, because until they can feel your energy from who you are within, your magnetism, where their feminine can increase, where that polarity becomes a high sexual interest, where she's just like, oh my God, who the fuck is this guy? This guy came out of nowhere. This guy swept me off my feet. I want to set up a date with him. I want to text him. I hope he's remembering me. So that's what you're missing. You're basically missing the if factor, and you're too focused on the aspect of getting the woman instead of working from what you have on the inside, which is working on your mental health, going to the gym, fixing your financial situation, and these things will make you feel more like of a complete package. Yeah, you still can go out and go do confidence, go risk, go do whatever. But if you're broken on the inside, if you don't believe in yourself on the inside, how you think that's gonna portray, how you think that's gonna leak out to the people you talk to?
Yeah. This is a good point that we're going to go deeper into in our call. And it's getting clearer and clearer what's going to get Xavier the breakthrough. It's getting clearer. I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But that is 100% achievable. That's 100% fixable. That is. Okay. We know that. So, next segment, just the scoreboard. Yeah. It's the numbers, where you're at. Okay. It helps us. It helps you. It's a good baseline. Ask you some quick questions, short answers if you can. Last 30 days, roughly, how many introductions, approaches did you do? How many contacts did you pick up? How many dates?
30 days. Mm, maybe like 150 introductions. Um, numbers closer to, well, 30 days. like 30.
Yeah. Dates.
I think 3 dates.
You're in it, man. Respect. Good.
Mm.
That's
Now,
good,
Xavier's a
Xavier.
very hard worker. I respect him a lot.
Yeah.
He's trying his best to do what he has to do. Very good, honest gentleman.
People like
Yeah.
this want to see win. We want to see win. All right. This is good.
So I would say I put in a lot more of the boots to the ground. Is just a matter of it feels sometimes like I'm settling, or like I'm kind of just going for, who would have me, sort of.
Yeah, as we know, what that means is basically a pick me girl. Oh, she like as I explained when we first started the call, and as you know, Xavier, these are the guys. Let's play the scenario. Let's make up a scenario right now. The guy who's gone out there, risen up the field, working the field for like a couple of years. But all these years that he's just been going out using the dating apps, he's just hoping to get picked or selected. And then this happens, no offense to you, no disrespect, but this is the scenario that happens. You think you're winning. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, these new girls, they like me. They like me. And then all of a sudden you're not building your confidence, but you're like, okay, well, I'm increasing my notch count. But in reality, you're distorting your inner reality, your inner core, your inner being of who you are. And then you start to break down. You're like, oh shit. And I really depend on luck and numbers. It's like, would you rather be, option A, the man who just goes out instantly, like he can just talk to like less than 10, get a number, get a date, quality woman, get into a relationship, or the guy who has to do 200 and then hope and pray that she likes him? And if they get into a relationship, it's not real. She's leading it. A or
Yeah.
B.
Hey,
Good answer. And not only that, from my perspective as well, the thing I want to hammer home, and we'll get into this deeper in the call, right? This is really good work. The thing is, Xavier, these things come from within, dude. But the biggest thing that I have to get through to you today, in addition to what Dee's saying, the reality of this is women are just a mirror of what's going on at a deeper level in your inner game. Yeah. They're directly reflecting where you are at as a man. Okay. A man who has really committed to himself, has set his standards high, is deeply on his grind, on his mission, doesn't accept subpar outcomes in his business, in his career, in how he uses his time. He's that laser focused because he's living in his own reality. He's deep in his own head. Said, fuck you to the rest of the world. And he's doing what he needs to do. Yeah. And when you're embodying that, your outcomes of women get better. You get this sense of entitlement, this swagger starts to come through, right? Underperformance with women and falling into the pattern that Dee said is the same root cause that leads to all these subsequent things of people not being where they want to be. And the thing is, we make peace with that. We accept that the beautiful thing about this journey, it finally awakens you. It gets you out of your coping delusion, right? What all of these things is happening around you, right, is fixable. And it's just women inviting you to say there's more things within that need to be addressed, right? And we're going to get into that, but the picture is becoming increasingly clear, and anyone who is serious would know. Anyway, pushing us forward then. You're meeting women, you're getting dates. Would it be fair to say that the pattern where it's breaking down is it's not what you want? You're leaving it down to kind of chance. You're running a lot of volume, but you aren't magnetically aligning the type of women you want, the type of scenario, behavior, all of that.
hmm
Is that a fair statement?
yeah.
There you go. So let's now ask quite a deep, pointed question. Just give your honest answer that comes up. Xavier, what are you avoiding? And this is not just about women. What are you avoiding that you know you must do?
I think I'm avoiding like career stability. I I I've been not freelancing, but I've been struggling to maintain um sort of like a job that makes me feel secure. And recently I got into a situation where they they had to they had to let me go. So I literally am having to backtrack back to old um old work that I've been doing. So it's really rocky at the moment. Um and so I don't know how to verbalize what that does,
I
because
get it.
that I would
Let me
say
help you here, Xavier, because you're being very vulnerable and very open, but we're getting a good breakthrough here. Let's just walk through this together. Yeah. Because this is a good moment we've arrived at. I'm going to help you understand what might be going on, but I'm going to have to ask you questions and I'm going to have to get it from you. All right. So let's take it step by step. Xavier, early on in this call, you gave me some good evidence. You know when there's something that hasn't been dealt with, right? Even the thought of it contracts you a little, right? So if I'm here and I've had an area of my life which is carrying some pain, just that being in my thought world, I'm gonna shrink a little, just a little. Is that fair?
yes.
Okay, cool. So look, dude, you shared that there's some uncertainty, instability in the area of finances. You're not the first man on this journey who's experienced this, and you will not be the last. As that lingers in the back of your subconscious,
Mhm.
would it be fair to say it creates a little bit of doubt?
Yes. It creates almost I kind of put myself to the side and do you already notice me? Do you already like me? Like it's just like kind of putting myself up for auction, like just on display. It just
Mhm.
feels very I don't know. It just feels like I'm beside myself, but not like sort of, you know,
Yeah. With yourself in the
inhabiting.
present. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get you back in your power, okay? But this is good. Let's keep going. You know there's something unaddressed. You've already exposed it, and you've already seen the symptoms of what happens when something in your life really isn't working. It just bleeds out with women. Okay, that's just many different people have this. So that puts you in a performative frame where you're seeing, am I good enough? Do, do women out there like me? Am I enough? Am I enough? Well, she's interested, and we start to enter this pattern, right? But would it be fair to say success in career, in stability, in getting your finances on point, it happens when you're expanded, not contracted and playing defensive? Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, when you can fill the room and not just sort of expect people to just coddle and sort of protect. Like you wanna embody yourself.
It happens when you're on the attack. It happens when you're on the attack, when you just in here, you're like, fuck this. I'm going to go win. I'm going to go get it. It is complete certainty. It is complete magnetism because you've shifted out of this testing your hypotheses. Am I enough? Am I enough? That's it. It's a psychological game that happens to men that they start doing on themselves when they've experienced uncertainty in their life. Yeah. This is how men become nice guys. This is how men become betas. Not saying you are. You're a serious man and we respect people like you. But guys who've had this uncertainty, what happens is they've now started to doubt themselves at a deep, deep level. And thereafter, they're no longer doing the reps because they're uncertain. There's a fear there. There is a fear there. What if I can't get the stability I'm looking for? What if I wouldn't be? It's not in your consciousness. It's a wound in your system. Okay. That we're now starting to see. We're starting to see. Okay. So if we are now to look at where we are at so far in our breakthrough conversation, and we're seeing that the pattern in Xavier's life, I don't know how you feel, but I might say that the repeated pattern is self-doubt, uncertainty. He uses the words rocky. What do you think, D? Do you think that's a fair representation of his deeper pattern?
Yeah, and internally, he's uncertain about who he is, and the product that he brings to himself. He's like I
Yes.
say, he's trying to he wants to portray that he's Xavier, aka James Bond. You know, I'm a
Yes.
cool, I'm a cool ass BBC, but internally, he's like, I don't have my life together. I'm in a bad point in my life. I hope she just you kind of like drifting and coasting by. I hope that she kind of likes me, maybe for my height or my niche for some kind of reason, and then we'll get through this. But eventually, and you know this yourself, Xavier, no matter how many times you do it, what always happens? The attraction dies, she drifts away, and then she realizes, okay, besides these transactional things I like you for, internally, you are messed up. Or internally, you can't just turn me on. You can't just leave me. You can't just be a man because you're not a man yourself with what you're going through. And you need to fix
Yeah.
that at your core. So they're always going to figure that out sooner or later.
Sure,
It
but
might take
not.
longer, but eventually they will. So you have to get rid of that doubt that you have in you and start to embrace the change and embrace the unknown and push through in making strides within your life.
Sorry for cutting you off, Coach. I'm a little
No
bit
problem.
excited because I really Xavier, right? So it's not just a esoteric thing we're saying here, Xavier. Now let's show you with actual, genuine evidence. We'll do this together.
Mhm.
So I believe D's assessment is right, yeah, and I've had this, Xavier, and he's my coach, right? So now let's get evidence. Xavier, you know from doing this work that interactions start to fizzle out, yeah? And dates start to fizzle out. The energy goes, the vibe goes, right? There's moments, yeah, you know, because you've done this. So when that happens, when you know it's dying, let me ask you a question. Just be real about it. What happens within in those moments? Go deep here with me.
I kind of I feel a little bit shortchanged and almost like I don't know. There, I think there's like almost like a look of betrayal. Like how could you let things get to this point? Speaking both to me and just how I feel like um because the girl romanticized the situation.
Mm.
And it seems more like I don't know. I don't think I led her on, or I don't feel like I'm leading them on, but I feel like they're sort of seeing me um not the way I am or bigger than I am, slightly differently.
Mm.
And it just like eventually like that whole like balloon pops and I'm just sort of
Yeah.
there like
It's
uh
expectations, it's like when they paint a picture of you, it's like when you go out there and you approach someone within the first 5 seconds, she'll put you in some kind of box or some kind of category or some kind of idea or fantasy in her head.
And then the reality shatters. And
Hmm.
the thing is, let's use a word to describe it. As you shared there, Xavier, it sounds like in the moment when the reality shatters, you withdraw. Is that fair?
yes, I would say like there are times where there's like some it feels like there's a connection and it's beyond like things we have in common or like it feels like like we connect more on like a personality level. Like, oh, this is just how we go on our day to day, and like this is how tough life is, in the city. Like, like you got to be scrappy and you got to work, and like they just kind of set like this idea that we're more similar than different. And that's kind of why I feel um a little bit uh like disillusioned or lied to, like like they would end up liking me more than they're showing on the surface, because like towards like the end of a date, um you know we're sitting next to each other, we're talking, there's some light flirting, and I guess we're like, mentioning the idea of like, oh yeah, like, maybe we'll see each other after. Um, but uh for whatever reason, that same um like almost like googly eyes, like that, it just like completely, it doesn't feel like it's there anymore, or like it just ends up in like a transactional sort of kiss, which is really weird because it's not something that um I initiated, but it felt like she was trying to give me a receipt for everything we did, which is it's so, I don't
Stop
know.
it.
Oh man,
I like your external value. I
that's
like what you
funny.
represent. Thank you
You
for
know?
affirming my ego. I appreciate the gratification. Thank you, sir. Stamped on to the
Yeah, so
next.
it's Xavier. It's basically she's saying like, I feel hot today. This man came up to me, tall, good looking, dark. Okay, here you go. Mwah. Thank you. I appreciate it, boo. All right, I'll never talk to you again.
There
Yeah,
you go.
and that's
There you
and
go.
that's and that's and that's the thing, brother. It's like, remember, women are emotional, men are logical. Logical is our power. And for women, it's emotion in the moment. In the moment, she's saying, "Oh my God, I'm on a date, tall, hot, yeah, okay." And then the minute the day is done, she's like, why I do this shit? Do I want to see?" And then they start rationalizing and being like, "Was he a man? Did he lead? Did he turn me on? Was it just superficialness? How my friends are gonna feel about him? Blah blah blah." That's how they think. And if you don't live up to that credibility of presenting yourself in a certain way of a man, it's clipped. They cut it. It's brutal, bro. You know how it is. It's just how it is.
From these moments, the phoenix has to rise from the ashes because it's
Yes.
solvable. It's
One excuse me, one caveat is like there was a little bit of hesitancy during the date, just because like, I don't know, I like to be close. I like to sit like, side by side, give myself an opportunity to actually like, hold hands, or just like, feel a little bit more intimate. Um, but I I even got at that moment a sort of like friction where she was like, "Oh, like, I know I'm like a little bit guarded," but I'm like the way our initial hello was felt very, um it almost felt kind of like fairy tale, like she was like, "Whoa, like why is this happening?" Like she just completely was caught off guard, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah."
it's basically what you answered. It's like a lot of these guys, you come in and you swoop in the moment, and she paints the picture in her head. Dum dum dum. This guy comes out of nowhere, and she's just feeling it. She's being overridden by her emotions, and like I said, women are emotional. So this emotions is overriding her thinking, which is making her just bask in like the Disney fairy tale about the knight in shining armor coming out of nowhere, or the Christian Bale or 50 Shades of Grey moment, whatever the fuck is going on in her head, right? But after some time, if you weren't that guy, and she had listened to the words I'm saying, Xavier, and she had some time to think about it, to rationalize about it, and then when they come on the date, she's already in a logical state of mind, not an emotional state of mind, because that attraction already faded. That's why I tell a lot of people, don't depend on your outer features or transactional features. Depend on the internal, because that's what's going to make her excited to see you, want to date you for the emotion that you bring through to her to feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just you wanna be bigger uh than bullet points.
Yes.
Yes. Keep going, Xavier. Keep going.
Like you want to you wanna see things through to the end, and not let off the gas. Because I think in a lot of ways, it's very easy to, I don't know, sort of fall out of love with dating a little bit
Mhm.
and feel like, "Oh, we've gotten to this point, so, like, where are we now?" And, that's something that it can really it's like a splash of cold water. It's like, why would you get in the way of the moment actually happening when you're
Mhm.
literally building it up?
Right.
Things fizzle out. If your core fizzles out, things fizzle out, like life fizzles out. Your actual vitality, your actual core masculine essence is all you've even fucking got. Yeah, you've lost connection with it. That's why everything else is not working. Simple, yeah? And it's an entirely and eminently fixable, and you know that. Everyone who's seen this knows the potential is there, Xavier. Everyone knows. It's just he hasn't gotten surgical. It's not his fault. Yeah. He deserves better than this. He deserves better information and direction than this, which is why we're here today. But Xavier, like the house of cards collapses, the overall momentum starts to like fade out when you're no longer growing, when you are no longer really leveling up to the best version of yourself, spiritually, emotionally, socially. When it comes to like falling out of love and dating, like as a man, like it is our responsibility to lead and get women. It is like I've had my times where I didn't want to do it either, but there's no way out, yeah, because it is ultimately going to come down to you, and this is a gift. The challenge of masculinity is a gift. There's no force out here keeping us small. The levels are there for you to ascend through, but it's now going to be quite evident. There's some core rewire work that we need to do here. And get into that. All right. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to start a sentence. I'd like you to finish it. This is not about Q&A this time. This is just listening to you. Express yourself. Just be real and raw. Me and Dee are going to listen. And then we're going to go on to the next question. Okay. And we're going to go like that. Okay. Core distortion round. If she rejects me, it means
Not her type.
okay. If I show desire, it means
It means she stands out.
my biggest insecurity is
Me not matching my potential.
deep down, I worry I'm
Being a little dishonest.
Xavier, you currently have in the core you've got. What do you think it's cost you in terms of women, in terms of opportunities, social life, financial life?
Um, there's probably like a sense of like unprocessed shame or like feeling uh feeling like there is an expectation to live up to. Um and it could just be like the sort of person I surround myself with dating wise, where um they naturally maybe are more superficial. So I tend to, on some level, like uh I don't like shoo away their illusion, like, or whatever they think of me. I just like, oh, like, yeah, no, do I give off this vibe? Like, I'm not gonna tell you that's not the case. Like, I don't like what you see is what you get. And I could probably stand to do that more.
Now, that pattern of where you are in holding boundaries, in understanding this is my expectation for life. It's what I want in my core, if I'm honest. Maybe am I matching up with that? I don't know. That overall texture and residue of where you are internally, how does this show up outside of dating?
um, um, let me see. So I think it comes across as like a lot of scatterbrain and very very dabbler mentality as far as where I'm going with things. Now my job being in a more rocky place, I would say that it does open me up to look for other employment and just like use my time elsewhere. So I will be able to focus more on myself. Because up until now, I was more like lover slash, oh, you know, I can provide, so we're gonna go places, like just do the whole nine yards. Um, Not sure if I answered the question.
You did answer the question, and it's very understandable. People have to arrive at these moments, that inevitable moments in life. They're what we call hinges of destiny. You're doing something admirable here. You should actually feel good. You'll come in to understand how the fuck can I get to the next level, and you will do it, and you will unlock this. Yeah, you will. But it's kind of clear. Yeah. Um, and again, the people who self-select for core check, these are already the most serious people about transformation. These are already the people who genuinely want to be up here, yeah? For them, what that looks like for them. So I have no doubt that you're going to get your breakthrough. But if we're to come to, and I'll put this to D as well, right? And uh, maybe I'll do it fast. What is you, Xavier, right? What's an adult truth about just what's going on here? Speaking to you.
An adult truth. Uh, I mean, we're not getting younger, but we're able to hone in more on who we are and what feeds us,
Yes.
and finding a way to not let the world undermine that
Beautiful.
seems like super important, super relevant. Especially the more cutthroat the environment.
I'm going to give my answer, and then I'd like D to give his answer. Unfiltered D, just be real and roll with it, because you're going to serve him if you be real. I'll
Sounds
give
good.
my answer. Xavier's an action taker. So already 99% of people, Xavier's already standing up and demonstrating that he's serious about himself and his life. So a guy who's going to come on here and has said he's done 150 approaches this 30 days, got 3 days. This guy's hustling and working. Yeah. A guy like that can achieve what he wants in life. You understand? This shit that you're doing is difficult. You can achieve what you fucking want in life once you get it in here. Okay, that's the bit that you ain't done. All right, I'll be real with you, dude. You got the potential. Actually, you're 100%. There's no doubt. You know, you can have a really good dating life. You can have a really good financial life. All of that. What's an adult truth here for me is, buddy, you're uncertain. You are uncertain about what you want. You're not steadfast and unwavering about what you want in life. A lot of your answers and it demonstrates you've got some vision that's in your deep subconscious, but the level of commitment to creating that vision isn't here yet. Which, by the way, everyone knows my story. Look how my shit was until 30, man. I got my shit rocked. So we know it's fixable, but the reality is you are a man who's got potential, and we honor that. Anyone who's put his fucking ass on the line like this, we gotta see you we gotta see you win. But you are not at this moment totally clear on your vision for life and what you want and who you want to be, and you are not totally committed to that. And my wake up call is the thing that's going to really help you get to the next level is doing the deeper thinking about where you want to be in life in the next 5 years across every metric, right? And starting to really manifestly, concretely get the fuck after leveling up and frankly using your dating life, which is going to be there, that's part of the game, to be the fucking fuel to push harder in the other areas, to push harder and change yourself internally. You're going to keep getting slapped, buddy, on dates like they are. They're testing you. They're like looking at your exterior. They're getting validation for themselves. And you're going to keep floating like this and you're not getting younger. And you can't go on like that. You have to start living holding the frame of where you want to get to. You have to start being very self-directed and saying, this is what I want. Yeah. I'm willing to do all the work to get here. Yeah. And be this person, and nothing is going to hold me back. And there's a lot of work that can be done to get you there. And in fact, today you're actually going to leave with a plan that if you enact will close that gap. But for me, the adult truth is you currently do not believe in yourself. Okay. Because if you did, the areas where you've got uncertainty and doubt, which are holding back your actual social and romantic development, you would have tripled the fuck down and attacked it like nobody's business. There wouldn't be a man alive who could hold you back, right? And clearly, what's happened to you in your life that is now affecting your dating life is the uncertainty. It's impacted your belief. Okay, because you've went through this a few times. So deep down, it's actually hurt you a little bit, wounded you emotionally. Okay. So the piece of work is about what we call post-traumatic growth. Okay. It's now using your predicament as fucking drive to be who you want to be. Because the motivation is you're going to get all the women you want and the kind of women you want and the kind of relationships. You can get that. But it's from actually going in and dealing with your core. Okay. My adult truth is that. D, give it to us.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it to you, real. Xavier, I respect you, but like you are, as you know, I call you out on some shit. You worked with me before. You are like I said, a handsome, tall black man, but do you just want to be that your entire life without no fucking,
No.
exactly, without no fucking substance or anything, or without no like source to you? The world is unforgiving more than it has ever been because now we live in a transactional world where everybody cares about you must have certain attributes. I don't like his hair. I don't like his nose. I don't like he don't got the height. Swipe left, swipe right. You need to have core more than ever. If you're not making enough money, work fucking 2 jobs. If you don't like where you live, save enough money, go out there and move into a better location. If you feel like women are liking you for superficial reasons, learn how to be a fucking man. No amount of numbers, No amount of more dates, no amount of more approaches, or you getting lucky or bullshit fake keychain relationships is going to change how you feel about yourself. What's going to change how you feel about yourself is internally saying, I'm Xavier. I'm a man. My life's fucked up. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get more money. I'm going to work on my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health, and do what you got to do to create magnetism and aura. You got to stop coasting. You have to stop coasting. You have to stop coping. You have to stop being victim mentality. You are not getting any younger. Every year, the dating dynamic in the West is getting harder to the point where it's almost fucking impossible now. A lot of guys ain't getting lucky, bro. A lot of guys are just hoping and praying to get picked and get selected. They're getting fucked up the ass. And you need to stop being that guy. You need to set yourself apart and be a man with the plan. Not just a man that goes out and be like, well, I hope it works. And it's just another day. As I said, you're going to get older. You're going to want a good relationship. You're going to want to have a wife. You're going to want to have a future, right? How are you going to get that with the current version of you?
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah. No. Let's evaluate that. You've dropped your ego. You've come here with a really good attitude. So for people like you, it's entirely achievable. It actually is. Okay. Let's do planning now. Let's actually get you the breakthrough. You're not alone on this. Okay. 5 years high performance coaching, 10 years social and romantic coaching. Yeah. Hundreds of people transformed. So not tough for people who are going to do the work like you. Right. You'll get that. And let's do the breakthrough planning. I'll give you some thoughts, right? And then me and Dee will go back and forth and we'll come up with a real rock solid plan live on the call with you here. My first step for you, Xavier, is you need to go back on a mission. You need to set yourself overall life goals, not just with women, right? But you need to be back in your power. You've went through some turbulence and hard times, which have shaken your belief and it's made you contract a bit. And that's why you're getting the type of relational outcomes, because they're feeling it from you, because you doubt yourself at a deeper level. And the process now is about rebuilding you and accepting entirely where you are. This is a baseline. This is the base of the pyramid. But that ain't the apex. The apex, you can go high as you fucking want. Or high as you fucking want. You got many years, dude, to crush it. Absolutely. Yeah. So if this is the base of the pyramid, the stronger we get that base, the higher you can climb. No one really outworks their weak links in this game, no matter what you think. I've seen a lot. Dee's seen a lot. We're so deep in this world. We've basically seen it all. And the reality is, those who truly rise to their human potential, they had to go through a journey and they have had hard times and they've arrived exactly where you are to get the information to get to the next level. For you, your transformation starts with a rebuilding phase where the next step for you, one of my recommendations is you have to have a really clear life vision for where you want to be in 5 years. Seriously, across every level. I'll send you the template. I'll send you the document. We've used it with all our clients. It's going to really help you. You need to map out, take a week if you must. It's one of the best things you can do. Map out clearly who you want to be, what you want to embody, where you want your career, where you want your finances, where you want to be living, what kind of impact you want to be having. Crystal motherfucking clear. Yeah. If you haven't got this so nailed down, you're going to drift. Because the world is so complex these days. There's all this bullshit social media coming into your head. There's all these weird ass people around. Like, unless you have locked in a crystal clear vision of where you want to go, you're going to be a directionless rudder and keep underachieving and underperform. That has to be done. You're not going to get from where you are to here. You're going to keep crumbling. You won't break through. This has to be done. It's non-negotiable. I'll give you the document. Just to give you an example, I did this 5 years ago, okay, when I was 30, because I was fucking virgin. I spent the week of my 30th birthday writing this out, and I said, in 5 years, I'm going to be living because I'm from London, a cold, rainy place. I'm living in a beautiful, hot climate, right? Running my own business. I'm going to have dated loads of women. I'm going to have loads of great intimate experiences. I'm going to have a great network around me of people who are making positive change in the world. Now, obviously, I'm 34, so I'm not quite 35. I'm already running my business from beautiful sunny Mexico. I live on the beach half the year. I'm surrounded by people who are changing the world. We're building a company to transform people's lives. I have dated a hell of a lot of women and have had loads of success. I'm still on my journey. D will happily, slap me and happily. I've got a way to go, right? I'm still taking mentoring from him, and I probably will be for a few years, to be honest. And any metrics, bro, I went from being 300 pounds 5 years ago to like strong, fit, lost 150. Like, I'm just an achievement machine. And that's from a lifetime fucking incel, total, total loser. Cause I just finally understood what to do. You have to do this. You haven't got a vision. I didn't hear it in the school. I'll help you with it. I can send you mine, what I did. I'm living proof that this is the foundational bedrock. So that's non-negotiable. Step 2. Buddy, you've got a little bit of emotional pain. How do I know? When you were in earlier on the call, you were describing every time you talk about like when women are bringing up certain questions and posturing and like trying to get it out of you, you've got a deeper uncertainty about like career, about all this sort of stuff. And I get it. Like, I've been there, right? So the piece of work you're gonna have to do, right? And I'll give you some stuff for this too, bro. We got all this shit. Well, you need to start shifting your belief system and like processing some of the pain that you've been through from the uncertainty. So many men have had these hard times. So many men, it's like random. Like it's almost like it's nothing even personal. It's just how the world is. It's just that some men, if they haven't got that deep iron belief, they develop uncertainty. In psychology, they call it ambivalence. Once you start to have this uncertainty, when things that stress this uncertainty come up, you just shrink and shrink and shrink. And it's happening to you on dates. And it's creating this distortion in your head. The piece of belief work that I'm going to have to get you doing, one of it is you need to do some form of like processing work. Wim Hof breathing, very easy. I often tell people to start there. The 15-minute guided on YouTube, dude. No excuse, a couple of times a week. It's just general, overall emotional processing. But you need to, because there's a pattern that's locked in your subconscious that until you start to regulate your nervous system, bro, it's not going to dislodge. Because you've clearly in the past you've had some painful experiences, and it's done it to you. So that's one piece of work that needs to be done. In addition to that, Xavier, you need to like look at this as a fresh start. Like my recommendation is, and I tell this to everyone, create like a written statement that's affirmations that you're going to start to say to yourself about your ability to achieve, about your ability to create outcomes in career, in the things you've got uncertainty about. You have to start affirming it to yourself because you get to decide this shit. You get to decide this shit. You are currently where you are because of your fucking decision. No one else. You decided that. Yes, life gave you certain experiences that made you believe it, but using your mind, you've convinced yourself that this is the standard, this is the norm, this is whatever, but it's not. And it's hurting you now. It's holding you back now. You are now stuck and you will not move until you change here. Belief system. You have to decide that you are worthy, that you can go out there and get it, that you can level up in finances, that you can. You are entitled to it. And if you don't go get it, someone else will.
Gotta wake
Don't
the
make it
fuck up.
easy for it. Don't make it easy for your competition, right? You have to start living with this sense of, I can go out there and get it. I'm telling you that because I know you got the potential. I'm telling you that because look at the data you sent me. You've proven to me that you're doing the work. You came here being vulnerable. Already proven that you're capable of it. So why don't you just do the last part and get it in here and start being competitive? Start being competitive and going out there and getting it. Okay? So belief work around affirmations. I'll send you the things that we send our guys. I'm gonna give you everything you need, buddy. I'll do my best for you. And then in addition to that, you need to start doing a vision board. You need to start having printed images of what you want, where you want to go, what you want to do. Because when subconsciously we don't really believe the techniques we need to use to convince the mind that we can do it, we have to surpass the consciousness. We have to surpass the lies that our mind believes. The brain can get bad ideas, dude. It's happened to you. It happened to me. Yeah. And what we have to do is use these techniques of transformational breakthrough and start to convince you. And I'll give you the exact plan, but at a high level, I want you doing your affirmations twice a day. I want you doing your vision board twice a day. This is going to be what everyone who comes here for a core check is going to have, right? And then the processing work, Wim Hof will also get you there. Now, that will start really moving you. I'm going to give my final one, and then the next answer is going to come from D, and D is going to give you the actual behaviors that you need to install. That if you do the stuff I'm telling you, and then if you do the stuff that D's telling you, and you fucking knit it in, you're unstoppable. You're going to go from here to like fucking unstoppable. Okay. So my final statement, yeah, as a performance coach is, bro, use this as an opportunity to take total ownership and recreate yourself, man. Like, you've arrived at a moment where you can now say it's a fresh start. It's good. Look how humble you've been here. Look how open you've been. Why not say the past is the past and my future, it starts now? So my opinion is, own that as an identity. Like, own as an identity. And this is the fucking moment I reinvent myself and I become something else. Like, I can now see the dots are connecting in my head, how all this shit that happened is distorting me. This is what happens, Xavier. You wouldn't be on a core check if it didn't happen. So you got to see it, bro. It's time for a new finish. It's time for a new start. Yeah. And if you have the identity that, okay, I'm now going to start living up to my potential. If you have that as your intentionality in your head, you're going to start actually finally breaking through. How do I know that? When I came to D, bro, I was fucking, I mean, we don't have to get into the details. I'm fucking crying suicidal. Like, what, bro, what am I going to do? Like, I look at my life, right? He was very kind, very compassionate, but he started to help me believe in myself. Yeah. Bro, after that one boot camp, I just kicked motherfucking ass. I swear, everyone knows. And I didn't stop from there. Because what happened is I finally got it in my head. Once I knew there's a chance, it's game over. It's game over. And the same energy I want to bring to your life. All right. That's all from me, homie. D, please help him with the actual behaviors, like the actual social and communication. If you could just give him some source that if he starts to really make as a rule that he just ain't going to bend, he'll get it. What you got for him?
Yeah, so you need to, when you're actually going out, you gotta show high value behaviors versus low value behaviors, and within your sub communications of how you present yourself as a man, good posture, good eye contact, and speaking from your core, handling whatever sass or whatever attitude or whatever she's giving you, that you are okay with whatever is happening, and you are who you are. You're not. Stop being performative. Stop putting on a show. Be more grounded. Be more strong. Be more stoic in the way you speak. And you can see, like, when I speak, it's full of conviction. When Ravi speaks, it's full of conviction, and that translates into a man, and that brings attraction to her. She's going to feel that. You're not just going to go out there and be like, hey, I'm going to pick you up and hopefully something can happen. It's more like, hey, who are you? What's your name? Yeah, I wanted to come up and meet you. I'm Xavier. Where you're from? She needs to feel that you have something going for you, and you need to accept the fact of, yes, in a position right now, you're fucked up, but so what? Go out there and work on yourself. And don't be afraid to lead. Don't be afraid to speak up. And don't be afraid, yeah, my life's a little bit fucked up, but fuck it, I'm going to change. And this is who I am right now in this given time. You want to go out with me or not? Don't be afraid to own who you are. And then slowly but surely, You're going to build your core and you're going to translate more energy into yourself. And also, do not be afraid to walk away. Set boundaries as well. If you feel like, she's treating you a certain type of way that is disrespectful, don't just stay there like a simp or a cuck because, you're needy, you're desperate, or you're scarcity. You need to have an abundance mindset as a man. I don't give a fuck. I go out and I do what I got to do. Learn how to be the selector. Also, I would say, try to work a little bit. Try to work a little bit on your style too, and carry yourself as more of as a gentleman or somebody. You know what I mean? Don't just be like putting on a little uniform or just something basic and be all right, whatever. You wanna present yourself in a better light.
For sure. Stretch into it, Xavier. Stretch into that. Like, start making these changes so you can start expanding your identity. You've already started. You've been really receptive. It's gone into your head. It really has. It's some things we've reconfigured in your subconscious today, and the change is already going to happen. It's already starting to manifest. What we'll do, we'll lock in one rep so Xavier has an undeniable terms from D side. D, help us like design one rep so he knows undeniably. And I want you to work with me a little bit, right? So
Hmm.
we can get something crystal clear for him. His next rep that he does, what do you want from him? Like, do you want him to have in his head, I'm just selecting now and I accept my past. I'm now going to have a higher standard for myself and I'm going to go up to her and just see what she's about. How does he think about his next rep?
He needs to do quality approaches, not just spam approaches and hoping that he gets picked. So from now on, you need to have the mindset of that you are a man and you're going to go up to her and you're going to get her attracted to who you are, not hope that she's attracted right off the bat. And you're going to have to sub communicate that with your posture, your tonality, and your eye contact, and also your micro behaviors, how you respond to certain things. If she's warm to your touch or she's receptive to your leadership, is she receptive to you flirting with her? Pay attention to that. And then they'll just fucking like bubble it. Hey, you're cute. I fuck with your style. Can I get your number and go on a date now? That won't do shit. Like you're gonna need to know how to actually be playful. She needs to feel your risen, your aura, create competition, create polarity. Don't be so agreeable. All these little micro behaviors that you're gonna be doing inside the approach will add up to the fact that where she'll see where you're at as a man. You have to take it serious now.
Beautiful. Okay, I got that. And that'll be in my notes, Xavier. I'm going to really get this clear for you. All right. You're going to get everything you need.
Appreciate that.
Of course,
It's a
man.
rock.
And we appreciate you. Thank you for being honest and vulnerable with this call with us.
Now, as the first ever core check, the OG of core check, Xavier, which is an amazing thing, we want to close with a commitment, right? So, what is the first action you're going to take in the next 24 hours?
I'm gonna do the the vision board. Yeah, gonna iron that out.
Perfect. That's
I
beautiful.
I've done stuff like that similarly. It's one of those things where I know it's gonna take like a weekend or a week. It's not something you can just like wake up and you know. It's very extensive. It's very fleshed out. It's very
Yeah,
3D.
most definitely. All this shit is cause and effect, though. The guy who's got a vision board and is starting to actually do the work on that is the guy that is going to start to magnetically get into a different reality, because that's how you break your old reality and enter the new. It is these techniques that we use for transformational change that just happen have to be done. Now, the reality is you've made a commitment. You're going to kick it off in the next 24 hours. And the thing that I want to, as we wrap now, just clearly get through to you, it's the actions you take, yeah, that'll get you over the line. It's the actions that you take from this, putting your vision board together, doing your belief work, doing your vision board, and taking ownership of all of this, and using what we've done today as a breakthrough to really mark a new chapter in your life. The thing that you should really understand is your best thinking has got you where you are. And that has to be really something that hits you now in your life, that it's time to disrupt this overall pattern. And if you disrupt it by taking action and saying, fuck it, I'm not doing this old bullshit, and just shake up the goddamn matrix, things will happen. The thing that is holding you back is fear and uncertainty. And fear and uncertainty keeps us exactly where we are, in our house, doing the same bullshit, menial garbage, having the same dating experiences again and again and again. The fastest way out of fear is massive action. Massive action. You're already an action taker. You've already done the work. You do the work. The only thing that me and D are saying is do the final piece of work on here. And you'll, all right?
One thing I would say is it's kind of like a cold splash of water, is like actually being okay with where I am, and like even verbalizing that to who I'm dating. Like things are a little turbulent right now. They're not where I want them to be, but soon I'm starting to stabilize. Like I'm putting pieces in place, things in motion, and you know, I'm headed in that trajectory. I've done similar things to that, or like um just like just like an aside. Um I, I read, excuse me, that basically um people excuse me, they live very in the past, or they're like, oh, I used to do a lot of this, I used to do a lot of that, and that becomes like more of their personality, and it kind of it bogs down the conversation. It bogs down like the actual connection. And I started to notice myself fall into that trap where I would be like, oh, I used to be really into this, or like I used to do this, and it feels like, one, is pulling me away from the actual now, and two, it feels almost like I'm creating like a shadow
Yeah.
of myself. Like, oh, this is what I used to do. And it's weird to feel an imposter of yourself. That makes sense. Like, oh, like this is my heyday. This is what I used to do. Um, and not even like oh, I used to date, like, you know, maybe women I was more attracted to, but more like my whole life, like on a macro level, was like moving on more cylinders side by side. Like it felt like there was more revving, more RPM,
That's it.
more cohesion, more of the links were starting to um glide together, and it felt like less effort and more unified, you know?
Exactly what we're looking to get you back into, because you were on a mission. You expanded. You were absolutely going for it, and you unleashed the fucking beast that's within you. And then you started playing small. You were previously the same people who come to TSG. They're guys who want to win. That's why they come here. Yeah. You already have done that. You already are that. All that happened is somewhere along the line, bro. Some shit happened. You got into these internal patterns, and you're no longer on the fucking attack. You're not excited about life. You're not happy to be here because you're not expanded. Yeah. Because the evidence isn't there. Yeah. When the evidence of you pushing your goddamn self, doing the things that we explained to you is there, you're going to get excited about life again and go and win. Yeah. Because you're going to be on a mission again. You're not compelled by what you're doing. It's not interesting to you. It's not enough. It's not enough to stimulate the change you're going to need
And
to go out and get it.
I would say
But
as a man that if you can embrace your unfiltered self to the highest degree, it doesn't matter where you're at in life, good, bad, uncertain is because who you are at the core. That is like the most attractive thing she can see. Like you are undeniably, unshakably you, and you don't give a flying fuck. Not to the point you're ice cold. You're just like, I'm not bending over for anyone. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. These are my core values. I'm working on myself. This is what it is. And what else can that individual do besides says yes or no? And you have to get back to that. Get back to that mindset of this is who it is. I'm gonna work through my shit.
Yeah. And men believe that when they believe they're enough. And how do you truly actually have core confidence? How do you truly have core essence? You can't lie. You can't even lie to yourself. You've tried, Xavier. It doesn't really work, does it? Like when you can finally look at yourself in the mirror and know, I'm busting my ass trying to make the best out of my life. And I actually believe it and actually know I'm going to get out of this shit. And I believe in myself. Like that's how you do it. The breakthrough you need, yeah, it's not going to be just through some delusional fantasy. It's actually truly being able to look at yourself in the mirror and know, I'm going to go out there and kick ass. And there's no one that's going to hold me back. And I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm not going to accept any shorts. I'm not going to negotiate my life outcome. I'm going to go get it. And that has to be something that you feel inside. What's the fastest way to actually get you there? It's about doing the absolute work, the reps from a place of being inspired. There's no greater fucking inspiration that you're going to ever find than just looking at this as an opportunity to change. And if you embrace it for what it is and use it as fuel, all you need to do is just go out there and get a bit of momentum, and then this shit's going to come together for you. All right. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. This is a very, very powerful call today, Xavier. And I want to thank you for coming here, being open, being vulnerable, being coachable. What I'm now going to do is go put my notes together. Please give me a little bit of time to do that today because my coach over here, Coach D, wants me to buzz all of this off and go get an SMP today. That's what the main man wants. I have to follow a plan, right? So I'm going to go get that handled. But I'm going to put all your notes together
Mhm.
and get them over to you, man. Any questions, you always got my email. You ping it to me. And because this was the first core check ever, what would be really cool is I'll follow up with you, yeah? And I'll just
Yeah.
see how you're getting on, right? See how you're getting on. We want to make sure that you get what you're looking for. And because it is the first one, okay, I'm going to make a special commitment. Ping me. You got the email. I'll answer questions for you, dog. I'll help you get through and help you break through. If that works for you.
Yes.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
D,
it.
Of course.
wrap it up for us, D.
All right, gentlemen. So this was our first core check, the one of many, the OG. We appreciate you, Xavier, being raw and, authentic and being honest, putting your ego aside. Men, we are here on this journey. You all need to have a call to action. It's like, when are you going to stop suffering? When are you going to start saying that it's not okay? When you're going to say, like, I want to get into the relationship I want? When are you going to tell yourself, like, I want to date the quality I want? Or I don't want to be led by my relationships? This needs to stop now. Make a call to action. Go out there, change who you are, build who you are, recognize who you are, but only you can do this. Do that. Follow us in our journey at TSG. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's become kings. See ya.
Definitely. And if you want a core check, if you've watched this today and you're ready to put your ego aside and get your breakthrough in dating and social life, drop a comment below. Core check. Let's go.